Welcome to Keyframers, the animated collaborative coding livestream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. I'm your host, Stephen Shaw, but you may know me as @Shaw.
And I'm your host, David Khourshid, also known as @DavidKPNO.
Together we are coding compadres, animation amigos, Boolean buddies, and keyframe companions.
Yeah, so today we are going to be creating an animation from scratch live using our imaginations and some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But mostly our imaginations.
Yes. Yeah, a little bit different today. We'll just be creating something from scratch without using any inspiration here, so that'll be fun. And this show is made possible by your support. You can pledge at patreon.com/keyframers, patreon.com/keyframers, or hit the like and subscribe buttons around the video on Twitch or YouTube. Ding that bell, I think, is something people say. Yeah, anyway, additional links are available below, so check those out.
Smash that subscribe, whatever.
Yes, slam it.
Yeah. And thank you to our newest Patreon, should we say?
Yes, please do.
All right, go for it.
That would be Dave Rupert. Is that the?
Yes, Dave Rupert.
Yes. Funny story. We were on ShopTalk, the ShopTalk Show, an amazing podcast by Chris Coyer, who we had on the show a few weeks back, and Dave Rupert, and they interviewed us a little bit about what we're doing on Keyframers, and we got to talk about web animation, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we had a lot of really good discussion, and I actually posted a link to at least the Twitter announcement.
Yeah, here's
post
the link directly to the episode. Oh, yeah, beat me to it. There we go. Anyway, the link is there. And we've got some more on that, but if you are unfamiliar with the show, this is Keyframers. We do live animation coding, and part of the fun of the process is the way we go back and forth and figure out things on the fly. But if you're short on time and you're watching here on YouTube, there's a link down below that says Keyflections, and that is what we do at the end of the episode. We kind of look back at what we've built and summarize a bit the techniques that we used and kind of make it all in a nice neat little package. And that's usually a very, very short segment. So if you're short on time, hey, go ahead and click into Keyflections with the little timestamp below, and that'll save you some time. Otherwise, welcome along for the ride. We're gonna figure some things out.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Speaking of Dave Rupert, we actually had a bit of a special occasion last week.
Right, we did. What was the special occasion?
Well, I've got some photographic evidence here. David and I had actually never met in person up until last week. We both happened to be in Austin, Texas. I was there for Artifact Conference, and David was there doing a workshop, and so we finally were able to meet in person, take a photo. We also got to hang out with Joseph Rex, who does some amazing animation work as well. It was a super cool time getting to hang out and be with other web folks.
Yeah, and those impeccable outlines were done by me using square napkins. So I know everyone knows them, so just wanted to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, David does design as well, so
I know how to trace barely.
Yes, and a select few who were there got to get some Well, that doesn't work well with the green screen. This is actually yellow. But yeah, we've got some Keyframers stickers prototyped out, and we've got more coming from that, so stay tuned.
Actually, it looks really cool with a green screen. It looks transparent.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, little knockout effect. Anyway, shall we get into some coding today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. All right, it's not shop talk. All right, so we're doing something a little bit different today. We're doing kind of an animation animation from scratch.
Yeah, completely from scratch. Like, we're not using a dribble. We're not using an existing website. It's just an idea that I have because, as you know, October is the month of trick or treats, but we don't want to give you tricks. We'd rather give you some treats. And so we're
some tasty treats. Is that trademarked? Can we use that?
Tasty treats. It's probably trademarked.
Okay. Sorry.
But we could be the treat framers this month.
Treat framers, bringing you sweet, sweet animations.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, hit us up with your favorite seasonal candy or whatever. This week we chose a chocolate bar.
Yes. So the idea here is creating kind of a chocolate button that when you click will take a bite out of it. So this should be pretty fun. David's got the emoji in there just for some inspiration.
Just for show.
Yeah.
We're not really using that. So this is sort of a carte blanche idea. We could really take this in many different directions. Here's what I was thinking. You know how those chocolate rectangles, those chocolate squares, as you break them off, they look like a button, actually. So what if we made a button that looks like a chocolate square or a chocolate rectangle, I guess. They call them squares. And then when you click, depending on where you click, it like takes a bite out of the button and like sort of dribbles some chocolate crumbs on the bottom. That's how I'm, it's like I'm a client for an agency and I'm telling them how I want my crazy website to be. And the agency is telling me this is not how buttons work on the web. But by golly, we're going to make it work like that today.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. All right. So premise established. Let's figure out how to make this happen.
All right. So I guess all we really need to target is button.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's the thing. This is sort of muscle memory at this point, but if you've ever tried to style a button, you have to undo a bunch of things. So we start off with appearance none, and that just gets rid of the normal appearance that's applied to the button, I guess, like that whole 3D bezel thing where I know Windows has something different, but it's just an attempt to normalize it. Yes. And so we could say border none, backgrounds none.
For now,
yeah, just all that. So now it's just sort of empty.
I think you have to reset the padding and the margin as well. There's some defaults there. It's
all right.
Unfortunate.
So,
but
padding 0, margin 0, things like that.
Yeah.
Let's find a good button. I'm looking for a good chocolate square. I'm gonna image that. And now I'm really craving chocolate.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. Oh, you know what would be cool? We could do one with, how that Hershey's, it has its like sort of embedded in the chocolate.
Yeah.
Do it with our name, Keyframers.
Hey, there we go.
Well, what are some good chocolates? Cadbury? Dove?
Dove is nice, yeah.
Tell us in the chat, what are your favorite chocolates?
Yeah, I like the little ones that have the like embedded caramel. They're kind of big squares. Those are nice. Can't remember the brand of those. So let's just say background brown.
Yeah, we'll do brown, which looks very red.
That we'll adjust that. I'm just getting it plugged in there.
I was gonna say something, but you know what? I'll say it anyway. Ask for forgiveness later. But that's not brown. I have a dog, and long story short, if I saw that color, I'd be like, let's take him to the vet.
Yeah.
It's not brown.
It is a very concerning color.
Yes, it is. Sorry, that's immediately. Yeah.
Here we go. How about this for a brown? Kind of got a little bit of.
So how about here? We're going to spend half the episode just figuring out the color, which is totally fine by me.
Yes, it's an important part. So David sent over this image here. Yeah, I think there's a good brown to be had in there. Let me.
Yeah, but yeah. So this should be fine. Okay, so I guess the idea is that we want it to we want to have some sort of bite out effect on the button. Right. So just for now, and this is just my instinct, I'm thinking it might be a good idea to wrap this in a span. And then inside that span, that would be like a display block, basically. So right now that does pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
But that's okay. And so the reason is because if we apply the background to the span, then we could have in the future those like the crumbs and stuff, because otherwise the clip path is going to hide all of that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get some CSS variables because we'll need to use that brown multiple times.
And I'm going to play around with clip path. So let me just copy over what I'm looking at. So none of you think I'm an expert at clip path, which I'm not. But I'm going to be using clip path polygon. So clip path.
Are you using
polygon.
Clippy?
Yes. I work at Microsoft, so that's what I have to use, Clippy, every single day.
It's not a Microsoft thing. It's not the Clippy you're thinking of. It's CSS Clip Path Maker. That's super fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you not? I shared the link in the chat. Have you not used this?
No.
Well, teach me a little something.
So what I did so far was just make a complete path with clip path. And the interesting thing about clip path is you define each of the points with polygon. So it's sort of like if you're in Illustrator or something like that. Oh gosh, what is that? Here, let me. Aha, so you made a sort of hexagon. So this 0, 0 would be the top left corner. And then 100% 0 would be 100% to the right. So that's the X. And then 0 would be the Y. So it would be the top right. Then this one would be bottom right. This one would be bottom left. And this one would be back to center. So what we want to do if we're biting it. Start. Yeah, back to start. Yeah. What we want to do is we want bite mark here because this is where the fun stuff happens, right between that bottom right corner and the bottom left corner. So just for just to play around, we could say, and we're going to be going rights to left. So 75%, 100%, right? I'm just trying to visualize this in my mind. And then we have 70%, 50%. And then oh, look, that's sort of a bite mark. And then we have, let's say 40%, 50%, and then 35%, 100%. Okay, so now we have a very rudimentary bite mark. Okay, 25%. The beauty about bite marks is that they don't really have to be precise, but we just...
Well, so one of the great things, so over here in Clippy, we can actually, point and click and make that kind of shape. So one thing we can do here is
nice.
Take this star. And
does it give you percentages?
Yeah.
Good.
Back out
so let's
percentage values. So I started with the star shape, and now we can kind of use a lot of those endpoints to make a bite mark shape. And this will give us a nice little uneven look. There's a way to add additional paths in here, but I forget what the way to do that is. So yeah, if I copy that over here, we can about like that, yeah. So, yeah, it starts out top right. So yeah, 100% 0 is going to be right here. 100% is right here. Then we go over to 80%, 100%, so that's the straight line here. Go up a little bit. That's the 7470, 5778, and so on, back to 27%, 100%. And we can change that a little bit to give us a little more off to the side. There we go. And if you need, so the percentage values are great, but it can also lead to, you know, some kind of stretching or weirdness of the shape. So what you can do with clip path is use calc in there to set specific sizing, if we wanted to. So for right now, this is sufficient, but we could come back and adjust that if we wanted to.
All right. Yeah, I add some color to the backgrounds just to, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Mm-hmm. Is there such thing as color transparency for text? I'm sure there is.
Color transparent? There is, but yes, you should not use it.
Why not?
The accessibility implications are difficult.
Fair.
So what you can do is WebKit text. What is it? Sorry, let me look up in the docs here. CSS WebKit text fill color is what we want. Transparent, and this will allow us to actually do the color that we want. Yeah, text shadow I don't think is going to work exactly the right way, because it. Are you just wanting like the outline of it?
Of the
text?
Yes, and actually we don't really need to make that color transparent, or do we?
Well, yeah, so what we probably want to do is text, let's see, we'll do text fill color, bar, brown. Do that.
I mean, yeah, there's WebKit background clip, Moz background clip. Maybe it's just background clip at this point, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going for that embossed or engraved sort of look.
Right. So if we do background clip text, is that what it is? That's actually not what we want, because that's we'll need another span wrapping if we do that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we don't want that then.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll work okay. What we want to do is fade these a little bit. So RGBA white 0.5, black RGBA 0.5. That'll fade it in there a little bit, which we could actually do for the whole thing. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of a border radius. You know, the chocolate squares aren't perfect. Let's see.
I think they're perfect.
We can pad it up a little bit more. Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, yay, new fonts. Haha. Look how
Ooh,
chocolatey that font looks. Looks
nice.
pretty full.
let's see, span equals text.
Okay, so we're nesting some spans in there.
Yeah, so why don't we just do span class equals BG. Well, no, we do want the span class equals R. And then for, let's see, text, want this, move this up to the bar. All the thrill of organizing your CSS now on Twitch. Dot bar. Yes. All right. And let's see here. So you're starting on some crumbs.
Yep, should be. Oh, yeah. So let's see. I just want to make sure it's visible. All right, yeah. So we have our little crumb. That's a very tiny crumb, though. Let's do like
base it on M's.
Oh yeah, fine. All right, so I'll do 0.5 M, which makes them huge, which is fine. But I'm going to use a different trick over here. With the crumbs, we're going to be using box shadow. And so I'll show you what I'm going to do. I've used this technique for doing snowflakes before, and I really enjoy it for doing that because with just a single element, you could get this effect of so many different particles, like more than 3. Well, we're using 3, but it's just that realization that with each element, you get 3 elements for free. You get the elements and the before and the after pseudo elements. And then with box shadow, you get even more potential elements for free. And so that's how a lot of people do those single div like styles and creations. Do we have a current color?
Not really.
That's okay.
Hey, welcome, Thors. I'm not going to say the rest of that. I can't say that.
It's Thor's might Yarsay.
Yarsay.
Yes. Yarsay, yes. Thor's might Yarsay. It's a Nordic name.
I'm sure. So are we going to do this based on like focus state? Is that how you want to animate it, or do we need to
I think like in
class?
Active state, right? Or well, we could do like a focus state. So the idea is that this you click it, and actually let's try that right now. So this whole clip path thing. And we don't need to animate the clip unless we want to. I mean, we could really go crazy with this.
Yeah, I think we'll want to do more of like a shake kind of animation, like
or like a maybe this might fail with the browser, but like a 3D, like when you bite something, it sort of goes down and then up, or like it goes Z. It moves on the Z index. So like back and then forth, like you're biting it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. Button active dot bar. Probably want to nest that so we can apply other styles here. Also do button focus. Yeah. And then that'll trigger some animation as well. Hey, thanks so much. We'll just say I love your videos. Hey, appreciate that, Thor. You are not a nuisance at all. Just, pipe up in the chat.
Great.
We enjoy that, Yarsay.
Yarsay. Love that.
So I'm going to give chocolate button, just so we can be a little bit more explicit here. Chocolate button.
Oh boy, I'm refreshing my Sass knowledge over here.
What a
Basically, we
whoa.
want to use. Yeah, don't worry about it now. Just ignore me.
Okay. Done.
Yes. What I'm doing is I'm using random numbers to not dynamically, but to generate in Sass just a random position of the crumbs. Yeah. So, don't mind me.
I don't.
Okay, great. Let's see, random times 100%, and then we just append those. So random in Sass, just like in JavaScript math, it gives us a number between 0 and 1, which is really great. So let's multiply that by like. All right, so that's snowflakes. We have left top. Was that failing? Like when I put the Sass there? Oh yeah, we have a num snowflakes. Oh, okay. Well, let's just do 10. I call this snowflakes, but it's not snowflakes. Obviously, snow color. This is going to be. I'll just have to be pink for now.
Where did you copy this from?
Don't worry about it. Pink. Okay, so that should work. Oh wait, yeah. Obviously, I have to like position absolute. Height 100% with 100%. Border radius. Border. Inherit, and now there's a random 1.
Is there?
Let's see, from 1 through 10. Where's my snowflakes? Let's do like 100. Oh my god! There are so many snowflakes.
Yeah.
This is great.
Probably. Let's see.
I mean, they're not snowflakes; they're crumbs.
Right.
Okay, let's. Okay, so that's the idea, but I guess we want to do it based on how big our button's going to be. So
right, that's kind of tough. So we could do this as like a percentage size.
Yeah.
And so what that will do, if you size something based on percents, it's well, at least in this case, it will be based on the parent width for width. So if we did like 4%, and then instead of height, we would do padding top 4%, because padding and margin are based on the parent size. So with that in mind, let's make it 5% because that's easier to math. So 5%, and then down here we'll do. Let's set this as left 0, top.
I'm glad that you understand whatever I wrote 3 years ago. Or was it 2 years ago? I'll go ahead and paste what this was. This is called the CSS Snow Fox, and when you hover over the fox, it basically creates snowfall.
It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let me pull that up for the stream to see. Look at those beautiful snowflakes. Wow.
So I think the idea with these crumbs, I want them to, what do I want them to do? I want them to just fall. Like just ease out. Or yeah, ease out. Or is it ease in?
I don't know.
Good question. All right. Well, yeah. I want to like just.
You want them to slow down, basically. That you want them to start.
I want them to legit fall, and I don't care if they go off screen. Like
Right.
That's totally fine with me.
Okay, so let's see, 1000% times 3. Oh, so I think the problem is box shadow doesn't accept %, right? So that has to be
It might be that, yeah.
10M. Something like that. 6M.
Don't worry, I didn't use the exact colors, so nobody can sue me.
Okay, let's see. That seems like too much. Oh, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so 5. Guess we just 1. Let's 8M.
Did I get rid of the background? Or did you?
I haven't done anything with it.
Okay. Don't mind me. Let's get this back in there.
Let's see. What is the box shadow spec? Is it X first?
Yeah. So I believe it's X, Y.
Yeah. Offset X and then offset Y. Yep.
Yeah, and then the spread, which in this case we don't really care about the spread.
Right. We want it to look the same. Okay.
Is it brown or color brown? It's brown, just brown. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then we could have this be a fair brown for now. Yeah, so the spread it should be the height of the button. Do we have that height anywhere, or are we just on that?
No, we're just kind of using M's here based on the padding.
All right. Yeah, because ideally these should fall from the top.
Right. M. I mean, they. What are you trying to do here? Sorry.
I mean, no, that's fine. So, yeah. Well, because we're going to do a translate Y, and those are going to come down.
Right.
Let's see, where's our, all right, so focus active, so we could say crumbs, those crumbs just animation crumbs, 3 seconds, keyframes, crumbs, and then so to transform, translate Y, like just fit the viewport height because we want to go.
Where are you? Okay. Animation crumbs.
So let's do 100. Yeah, oh, both. Damn it. Oh, wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
All right, and we do want these behind everything. So, actually, I'm just gonna do that in, you know what? Oh, wow. I did z-index in HTML. No z-index is added because document order has a natural way of doing z-indexes.
It does.
And it's pretty nice.
This is silly.
It is, but it's great.
And so one thing we can do, so right now you're animating the entire crumb container,
Yeah.
but we can also add some animation to the before and after to give it some additional movement. Nope. So yeah, let's do before, animation inherit, animation name,
I'm going to
crumbs
do
left.
something else too while you're doing that.
Yeah, keyframes, crumbs left, and what we'll do is go to transform, translate X, negative 50 VH, and what this will do is get oops, get one of them to go off to the left at the same time as all that's happening. Animation inherit, right, so it should. Let's slow it down a little bit so we can see what's happening. Yeah, see how it almost looks like they're breaking apart now?
Wow, yeah, they're just going off to the left.
And what we'll do is do the same thing, but for the after element. So animation, we'll do crumbs right, and this will translate X off 50 viewports. Well, we can probably lower it down to 25 since we'll have both of them. Yeah. Check that out.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So now what I'm thinking is let's animate the entire chocolate thing. Or whatever you do.
The bar.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so I've had some bad experiences, but this was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Bad experiences using clip path in conjunction with a 3D transform. But let's see if that's fixed. Like it did some really weird glitches. Really weird. Like it worked, but it just went all over the place.
We might be, if that's the case, we may be able to adjust or animate the chocolate button element, and then bar, we'll just kind of be within that.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay, so we can move this. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I have this preserved 3D stuff on the body right now, but we could definitely move that. And so, 3D. Like, let's say keyframes chomp. So what I'm thinking is we could go like, from 2, transform none, and at 50%, like just for now, we could translate Z, 10 V min, and rotate X like -5 degrees, like just so it has that.
Yeah, gives that snap.
Right, but so we could probably make the effects more pronounced.
Yeah. So what I was gonna do is add in some additional keyframes to give it a little more of a shake.
Yeah.
So we could do 70%. Do like 6. Rotate X, like 5, or 15, and then 5, something like that. Let's see. Did that do anything? Did not appear to. Let's do -20, 20.
It did. It shook a little bit. It's a little weird.
Yeah. So let's pump that up.
Tweak the bar.
Oh, you're doing rotate X, so I probably want rotate Z. Degrees here. Oh.
Oh, top like 1 V min. Oh. And C 0. Darn. C -1. Just giving it some 3D. Although what happens is that they sort of switch places when they yeah. Whoa, that's a big chonkin chocolate bar. That's beautiful. All right, so the clip path happens on, let me just double check.
The bar element.
Okay. Clip path happens on the bar, and not on the after. Let's see, you know what? Let's see what happens if we do it on the after as well. So we have bar and dot bar after. Because the after is basically the same thing. So that's the 3D part of the bar. I think the issue that we're seeing is that they sort of switch places, and I don't know if that's a glitch or something.
Switch places. Yeah, I'm not sure what you did there.
Nothing. It was you.
What did you take?
I did nothing. And before and after, so the and before, we could have like z index of 0, and then the content. No, we don't care about that. Okay. I'm just giving it that 3D effect, so don't mind me.
Oh.
All right, so we have top 0 for before, after is top 5, and then background color we're going to inherit from the parents. And then so now the before, the after, and the...
Well, so the problem is the clip path on the parent is clipping both of those.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, so let's do it not on the parents.
Right, and then we can't do the background on the parent.
Right. So transparent then.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, but I'm inheriting the.
Yeah, so we'll take that here. That here.
Yes.
There we go. Nice. Very nice.
That looks great.
It does. Let's see. Bar, brown, and then let's change this to bar, dark. We'll add that up here. Make it easier to adjust. Wow.
Nice. So
in there. I see one of the problems here. So let's add the padding to the text. Display block there. Yeah. Okay. And now we can apply that clip path to the text as well. Because if the chomp comes up even higher, then it'll clip out the text too.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna experiment with something crazy.
Oh no.
Yep. All right, cool. So, well, my experiment didn't work, but it didn't work yet, which is the same as almost working. I think you could guess what I'm about to do.
I can never guess what you're about to do.
Okay, good. Let's keep it that way. So we are going to, all right, so as you can see right now, we have this, let me clean this up a little bit, but I'm applying the clip path before a byte's actually taken. So I just need to manipulate a few numbers. All right, so that's 80%.
Oh, you're going to animate it?
Yes.
Right, so
we should 100% all of these things.
Right, all the Y values will basically go 100%, yes. And then they're just going to be going across the line there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then we can set here. Okay, you already got transition clip path.
That is... Nice. I have to say, that is pretty cool. We could maybe even decrease it to 2 seconds and just
get that. And the easing, playing with that as well.
What we could do? I don't know why I'm so excited about this. Maybe I'm just craving chocolate, but we could have animation steps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just give it a number, 5 something, and because it's going to be more hard, more like jagged.
Right.
And so we could have steps like 5, and then the direction would just start or end. I always get lost with that. We should do like some episode to really review that. So we have instead of this cubic Bezier, which I love cubic Bezier, but we could do steps like 5 starts, and then that didn't work.
Where are you?
Oh wait, no, it did. It's so crazy. Let's do 3.
Yeah.
All right, you have to admit that's pretty cool.
That is. I dig it. Yeah, that's really nice. Thanks for making me crave chocolate at breakfast time. No problem, Spot Dogs. Can do that for you any day of the week. Let's see. Dark here. Make that stand out a little bit.
This is great.
Ah, that's looking tasty.
It is. It really, really is. So yeah, all right. The text is on the bar, and is that centered? I'm sure that's centered, right?
Text on the bar.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Box shadow. Let's see. We want this to be. Let's do.
But the bite marks, those clip paths are. What were you adding? Is that some like coconut something?
No. Just adding some kind of shading to it.
All right, I'm gonna get a bit crazy here.
Oh dear.
So as always, I'm in JavaScript land right now.
Oh no. Oh no. What have we done?
And I'll show you why. We could let's see, button.add event listener click. What we could do is when we click the button, we could actually get the X and Y values of that button in the form of a percentage. Yeah, we could probably do that. Yeah, we could get in the form of a percentage. And we could sort of just use CSS variables to determine where the bite marks are. So we could do it, left to right. So let's see, construct equals, actually let me console.log the events to see what we get, because I do want to avoid doing all that math. So maybe there's because we have the client X and client Y, but I sort of want the like where on the actual button it was clicked.
Are you basically trying to get a percentage value of the cursor position based on
the
click?
And so just the X position. Events dot. You know what? I think it's offset X. Am I wrong?
Probably.
I'm usually wrong.
So I don't know that. So what you basically have to do is get the bounding box, because I don't think any of those values are. So
I mean that seems to work actually, but yeah, we do need the bounding box. You're right. Let's get wrecked.
Well, no, offset X.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, you're right.
Offset X was looking correct. Okay. Log out both the X and Y. Well, let's see, I can do that. Hey, Spot Dogs, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Tier 1. Damn.
Nice. We appreciate you.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay, so I was going to say do the math in JavaScript, but we could do better than that. We could use calc. I think,
Can
right?
we? Well,
Yes,
see,
we
these...
can. Yes, we can. Or can we?
Can we?
No.
No.
We get the pixel value, which is like a number between 0 and 200, 500, something like that. But to translate that to a percentage,
Yeah,
we could do that. We could do that because we could say that, like we could do calc whatever times the pixel value divided by 100%. And that 100%, or we could do it in JavaScript, that's fine too. I like using px for percent. We might use something else, but let's do that. X percent, because we have px, py. We have px, p90x.
something like that.
All right.
Offset y. Okay, and we can log these out. Console.log px and py. And we should get a value between 0 and 1. Nope. Yeah. Okay. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay,
all right, so
take off that, and let's see. Because we should have... Oh. Okay, 0.
Is it px?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. So let's do px and py, where that value is capitalized. P is lowercase and x is capitalized. Px and py, and that'll be a value between 0 and 1. So where are you now?
I am. I'm doing some shenanigans. Right now, I'm manually just adding in the calcs for the clip path, but ideally we would have some sort of
Loop.
Yeah, loop or something. But this works fine for demonstration purposes. Except now it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I don't know that what you're doing is going to work. And also,
you have a px. That's why it will work though. Here, let's make it all lowercase, as is the standard for, or it's the unwritten. It's not a standard, but I'm making it a standard.
Your standard.
Yep. Aha. See. Okay, this is too trippy.
So it needs to be. Is that right? Is that what we want? Because I think it needs to be 80% times 100% times px.
Right. Yeah. 80% times 100, or
which this
plus,
value.
Right. Plus, because we're shifting it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do dash px. What's a good name for this? Because basically we don't want to have to retype that every time. So var
p90x. Just kidding.
100px.
Yeah.
And then we can do that down here.
I don't know if that's valid though.
You're valid.
P100x.
It's better than P90x.
Okay, fine. P100x.
There we go. And that is no longer working because
we had to calc, right?
No.
Yeah. Yep.
Nope. We don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We might need it in parentheses there, but calc is not necessary. P100x is not. So I wonder. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we need that. Let's see. Calc 100. All right. So, okay. Now, what if we do? Yeah. You know what? Do we have the raw pixel value? No, we don't. I'll add that. Button.style.set property. I'm going to have a double dash x and that's just going to be that offset and dot offset x. And then let's try using that. So instead of this p100x fun stuff.
Okay, we'll just add that.
Right. And that's going to make the calculations so much easier. So times there.
Thanks for following.
X0 times 1 pixel. Whoa. Okay, this works.
It's doing something.
Okay,
but basically, right?
Top.
We need to subtract by 20. So down. Oh, what's happening? Oh no! Why is it bouncing around?
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
Was that me? No, I think we're good.
0, 10. Oh my gosh, what is happening? 10, minus 20, 24, 30, 50. And then 60, something like that. That's kind of right. The problem here is the transition, I think.
Yeah, there's a transition, but I thought I only had it on clip path. But that is going to affect the CSS variable, right?
Well, it's because the CSS variable is applied in clip path. Anytime that CSS variable changes, it triggers transition for that. So one thing we can do.
Oh, you know what? I'm trying something. I switched it to mouse down, and nothing happened. But actually, it's a bit smoother.
A little bit.
No, it's not smoother. Just kidding. It is fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fun.
So let's see. We can actually do something like. So let me redo this. So we've got 20. So we can do. Let's say 50% is the center. So this would be -6. Let's see. No, we'll do this in calc. So 44%. So we'll do 44 minus 50%. No, that's not going to work.
All right, now the clipping's a little bit off.
6%, yeah. -20%, -30%, and then here we'll do 7%, 24%, and 30%, and that will, in theory, center it where you're clicking. Yeah, that feels a bit better.
That feels great. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so we need to copy this back into the original clip path as well, and that'll prevent some oddities with the transition out. 100%. 100%.
I'm adding some ugly JavaScript. Don't mind me. Well, let's see if this. Cool. Do you see what I did?
No. What did you do?
All right, so there's this bit of JavaScript that I added.
Right.
If it doesn't match focus, so basically if we're not focusing it, and I'm sure there's better ways of doing this, but this works, then that's when we apply the CSS variable. So if you click on the button while it's bitten, then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Nice.
And that looks great.
Yeah. One thing we could do too is set the y values based on that py, or based on y. So we can do.
We could.
Here. So right now we don't even need the py and the px, right?
Say no more.
So that's gone, and that's. Yeah. Thank you. And then so down here, we'll do the same kind of thing with the y value. So that'll remain 100%. This is 70%, so we can do y times 1 pix. I don't know what that's going to look like. Let's see. %30 plus y. Yeah, I'm not positive what the calculation would be there. That'll be some boring math to figure that out. So why don't we leave that be, because I think that's still a pretty rad effect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, well, I'm going crazy over here. Let's thinking of a box shadow.
Oh no.
Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, that'd be a little bit tough. Yeah, I think that, for now, this is great. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot about our crumbs.
And this did we? Because they're...
Are they...
Oh, you want them based on the PX?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's
CSS Variables for that.
Well, yeah, all we need to do is just set the top left here. I'm working on that on around line 100. So it'll be var px, or just x, 0. Oh, no, sorry, that's top left, 0. Right, is that working? Var x, 0. Does not seem to be changing. Oh, we need to do calc var x times 1 pixel, because you can't have a unitless value for it like that.
Or what's causing that white border at the top? I feel like there should be a better color for that.
It's in the before, around line 78. There's an inset brown light.
All right.
Yeah, you can adjust brown that. Light. You can adjust that color in the CSS.
Okay.
Or in the variables. So one thing we can also do is add opacity 0, and then opacity 1 for the crumbs. And then we probably need to adjust the randomness here. So this would be, let's say, -1m times plus random times 2m. Oh, nope. We just want that to be evenly distributed, and then we do -3m plus random times 6m. And this should center those crumbs. Yeah, that centers them a bit better.
Cool.
What are you doing to our colors here?
Lots of things. But I think that's the right color. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Actually, should I though?
The answer is no.
Oh, but it's so easy. All right, fine. So we have the yeah. I was just thinking of doing like an indents border, like on the on the after Has to be really.
Indent border on the after.
Yeah, just so you know the same way that keyframers is. That is there like a CSS border, like this sort of inline engraved border type of thing?
Inline engraved border.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking at stuff from like 2013. There's Groove.
What are you trying to do?
You know what? I'll just show you. Ask for forgiveness later.
Oh no.
But so if you look at the bar, I guess we're at before we have this background color. Let's do a border of like a big border. So 1VH black groove.
Oh, you're trying to actually do groove. Is that even a supported value nowadays?
Yeah. Totally.
Maybe ridge.
Yeah, maybe ridge.
Let's see what the values are. Let's see.
It does look more chocolatey, I have to admit. That looks pretty chocolatey.
Yeah. We probably don't want it that big. And we should probably base it off the M here. Oops.
How about ridge? Is that what we're using? Yeah, we're using ridge.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, maybe not that big. It's a bit small.
Yeah.
0.5?
0.5 is a bit too much.
No such thing as too much chocolate.
3.5. Yeah. How about that?
Okay. Should that be brown lights? I'm not sure.
No.
Just brown?
Yeah, I think.
So what's causing that really dark color?
Well, that's just a side effect of how ridge works, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. So what if that's...
Well, then let's look at the border radius. We have 0.2m. Let's try.
Okay, so can you do different border? Can you layer borders like background?
I don't know.
I don't think you can do multiple borders like that. No. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Brown dark. Yeah, that's just the way that ridge works. I'm pretty sure it's not going to give you much flexibility there.
All right. Well, we could keep it as is.
Yeah. Right. It's not obnoxious. I wonder if we could do RGBA white 0.5 or something like that. If that would fade the. Yeah, I wish there were a way to set the whole border's opacity. What's our brown? I'm gonna have to copy it in there. Okay, yeah, see that's helping a little bit.
Yeah.
Remove this though. Yeah, the box shadow is not actually working well here. Let's remove that. Oops, not ZNX0 though. There we go. Crunch. Yeah, that'll do.
I might mess something up, but the spread of the Y for the crumbs,
Yeah.
Right now they're grouped together. Actually, no, they're fine.
Well, so what I originally had them squished together so that they would fit behind the bar. So we can give them a bit more spread, because what I did is set that to opacity 0, and then when the animation kicks in, they're opacity 1.
Yeah.
So that can spread a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, that looks good to me.
Yeah, I think we can wrap this here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just one more thing. That comes here. Yeah, we want more spread left and right. It's like X, viewport width, and viewport
There we go. I made it match the color of whatever the engrave gives us.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Should we keyflect here?
Yes.
Everybody want to keyflect? Everybody ready to keyflect?
Let's keyflect.
Let's keyflect. Welcome to the part of the show known as Keyflections. Hopefully you watched the whole episode, but you can also just click that timestamp down below if you're on YouTube to skip directly to this portion on all of our videos, and that makes it easy for you to catch up on what we've accomplished here today. So if you have any questions, now's a great time to ask us in the chat or leave a comment down below, and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, by the way, if you've enjoyed watching us so far, or you're just craving chocolate, you can follow and subscribe to us here on Twitch or YouTube, or pledge at patreon.com/keyframers. If demand is high enough, we might make Keyframer chocolate.
Yes.
I don't know. Might be a thing. Who knows? Links are available below.
Yes. Buy us some chocolate with that.
Yes, please.
So yeah, anyway, today is a little bit different, doing some treat framers, animating some candy, because 'tis the season, and
yes.
Yeah, having fun while doing it. So this is not based off a dribble or anything like that. We just kind of came up with this idea and brought it to life, and here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, where should we start? It's a good place.
Well, so overall, this is pretty much only CSS. We're using a few different techniques we've used before and referenced before. We'll kind of break those down. But the main trick here is clip path. Clip path is a nice little format for kind of chopping out portions of an element. So it acts almost like a mask, and it's super helpful for kind of cutting out pieces. You can see here on this tool Clippy, which we've included a link for. You can do a lot of different shapes with it, but it's basically percentage values of the element of the areas that you want to crop out. So you can see this red dot here, 100% 0, the green dot here, 100% 100%. So it's starting in this corner, going down to the bottom right corner. Then we go over to the X value of 80%, 100%, and then up 74, 70, and so on and so forth, giving us this kind of shape, and then coming back to the start at the very end of 0, 0 there. So we took that basic clip path that I worked out in Clippy, and then we've got it applied to our bar element here. So this button is actually 3 or 4 different elements. So we've got crumbs, bar, and text. Bar is what powers kind of all of our backgrounds and is what is going to give us the clipping. So we've got the before and after here. We're doing pseudo elements because we've got one that's on top giving us this kind of light brown, and then one that's on the bottom giving us this darker brown, so that we get that 3D look. And then those are pretty straightforward. But the clip path here, we adapted from that. We're actually making it a little more complex with some CSS variables. You want to tell us a little bit about that, David?
Yeah, so we have some very simple JavaScript to set the X and Y variables of where exactly on the button we clicked. And remember, when we get the offset X and offset Y, the client X, client Y, those are pixel values. So we're going to have to use calc to integrate those anyway, because we're using CSS variables, of course. And we just injected them directly into our clip path. And so we originally had this centered animation, which I delightfully destroyed. And we had like all of these percentage values for that. But once we bring this X into the mix, Shaw did some calculations to center it all. And yeah, so we ended up with just being able to use that CSS variable to just determine which X value of the chocolate we are eating.
Yes. So we're using that X value on the default state, and we're also using it on the kind of focus and active state. That's how we're triggering the animation whenever this element comes into focus or is active. And then that, let's see, where's that? Okay. So here on the text we apply it as well, and then bar before and after. And we've got those same y. Let's see. No, not the same y values. The same x values based off that x CSS variable. But we're mainly changing the y values to give us kind of these that inset there. We can take off transition none, and that kind of works. But because we're changing that x value, it leads to some weirdness, so taking that off for now. So yeah, that's basically what's happening here. So let's see. You want to break down what's happening with the crumbs, because you see when you click, we've got these lovely little crumbs coming down.
The crumbs are fancy, and I called this crumbs. I should probably call this snowflakes. I should probably call it crumbs.
Question in the chat, will this work in IE6? What do you think, David?
In IE6, you don't want to show the user any animations. 0. They don't deserve it.
No, and their machine is likely not powerful enough to even display animations.
Yeah, the short answer is no. The long answer is no.
So we basically prescribe to progressive enhancement as a theory. Basically, you want to kind of establish a minimum viable experience, which is delivering the content in as best of a format as possible, and then depending on the user's capabilities and the browser's capabilities, kind of enhancing from there and adding to it to augment the central experience, rather than like completely blocking it off. If they don't match some certain criteria, they can at least get some of the experience without necessarily the little niceties that make it better. Anyway, talk about these crumbs here. What's happening?
Okay, so we're using a Sass loop to generate these crumbs, and we're using box shadow to do so. So the cool thing about box shadow is that you could have all these crumbs, which are just comma separated x, y values for the position of these crumbs. And we're looping through, and we're just using a random number to say that, for example, the left one, we want it between -3 and 3 ems, and the top, we want it, I don't know, somewhere else. But
yeah, so that this left value is to center it based on the x value, because we're setting the start position of the crumbs here based on that x click. So that'll be centered on the mouse's Y position, and so we want them to spread off to the left of that and to the right of it. So by doing -3 plus random times 6em, it basically it'll go -3em or +3em on either side. Math, it's fun.
Yes, lots of math. And yeah, so we just do a simple animation at the very bottom. We have this crumbs animation that drops them down 100 VH, and that just ensures that they're completely off screen. And then we have some variation in the X and Y, or the X values, so that they could go left and right, because when you're eating chocolate, crumbs sort of get everywhere. That's what's happening there.
Yes. So those box shadows, it's basically giving us, whatever number David set, 10 of those crumbs in each pseudo element. So by animating the before crumbs to go to the left and animating the after crumbs to go to the right, it gives that just kind of spread, and it makes them look even more dynamic than they actually are.
We could totally bump that number up.
Yeah, and you could also add in like rotation.
Oh, this is fun.
and make that. Oh, what are you doing?
Look at all those crumbs. That's a.
Whoa.
What chocolate bar gives you that many crumbs? I don't know, but
a very dry chocolate.
Yeah, that's like baker's chocolate, or
you could certainly up it to 15 or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just helps make it a little more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Question in the chat: will they ever add something like a for loop to the CSS spec?
They will not.
That
highly doubt it.
Yeah, that bleeds too far into logic, which they try to avoid with CSS, even though all of like the matching of queries and everything is logic. But
right.
Anyway, so yeah, the text, we added a text shadow to make it kind of look embossed a little bit. Mm-hmm. Other than that, is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
I think that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, this is quite fun. I think that turned out quite well. Can probably tweak it, even more and more, but this is definitely a nice start.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, follow up on the for loop idea. Kadrian in the chat said you could do the loop in JavaScript and insert an inline style, or use CSS variables in those inline styles to kind of populate some of those values. So yeah, we're just using Sass in this case because it'll all be processed ahead of time and then added. But for more dynamic stuff, you could certainly use JavaScript.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it for us. What do you say?
I say yes.
I say yes.
But I want to make this a little bit bitter.
Bitter? No. Who likes bitter chocolate?
I do. There we go. All right. I changed the font family to bitter.
Oh, no.
So this is a bitter chocolate bar now.
That's
sorry.
Literally the name of the font. Nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have been watching Keyframers. If you've enjoyed this episode and would love to see more from David and I, there are many ways you can support us. You can subscribe and participate in the live streams on Twitch every week, usually Mondays around this time. You can also watch all of our past episodes at youtube.com/keyframers. Be sure to like and subscribe there. You can also pledge at patreon.com/keyframers to support us throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. And we do accept submissions for future episodes. The theme for this month is treats and sweets, and we're the treats framers this month. So give us your candy suggestions, any cool ideas that you want to see made. I randomly had this idea for a chocolate bar, so that's what we did today. And you could also present questions and challenges on the air, and of course, like we did today, we're going to try to answer them. So please share this video on your social media and social platforms. And
hashtag tweet your treat.
Tweet your treats, yes. Hashtag treats framers.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you so much for joining us. Going back to the Patreon thing, we do have some exclusive stuff coming up for patrons. So you should probably get in on the ground floor on this. We'll have more on that soon. So get over to patreon.com/keyframers and be part of the starting crew. But that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Adios.